Hey everyone, welcome back to Birds of a Feather Talk Together. This episode started when a listener in the Netherlands told us about a spectacled eider showing up there, way out of range. So we decided to dive into eiders as a whole. Today we cover all 4 species, plus a bit about an extinct one too. We're also kicking off our March Madness-style round-robin bird tournament, and Nick Mason's students at LSU helped vote on half the bracket. We read some of their picks and comments, which was awesome to have them contribute. They're so much fun. All right, let's grab our binoculars and let's get into it. All right, welcome back, everyone. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Are you excited to talk about eiders?
Heck
Yes.
yeah. Let's talk about some northern ducks.
So, RJ,
Oh,
where are you now? Because you have a different background. You guys aren't in the
do.
library, clearly. But
no, so
You're
the
right.
library was all booked up. So there's like a co-op space in Highland Park that I go to sometimes to work out of, and they have like a quiet booth. So I reserved that today to go record.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look cool.
So, is that thing behind you there for sound quality, do you think? Or
I
just
think
to
so.
look more interesting than just a blank wall?
I think it's for sound quality. It's like a thick rug.
Hmm.
So I think it's for to cover my booming voice.
There we go.
So you can shout and nobody will hear you? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Oh,
Okay.
I need
When we
that
get into our
room.
March Madness, when I'm getting all
Yes.
passionate about which bird I want to advance.
Indiana.
Yeah. Indiana does not make the tournament this year
No.
for 3 years in a row.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Bummer.
There's no endemic birds to Indiana, right?
No. No Hoosier bird.
It's a
Does that mean
chicken.
an only in Indiana bird? What does endemic mean,
Yeah.
Shannon?
Yeah, found only there and nowhere else.
Okay.
There are probably some insects that are locally enough distributed to be endemic to Indiana, but no birds. That would be unusual. There's no habitat that's there and nowhere else.
But yeah.
Oh, it's a cool thought.
Well, so for eiders, I wanted to just give a little context. We had a couple episodes ago, we read a mailbag question. A listener from the Netherlands, I think his name is, I think I'm pronouncing it right, Michiel. So he saw there was a spectacled eider that was in the Netherlands. So he wrote in and asked us to do an episode on spectacled eiders. Shannon wanted to do all the eiders, so we thought it'd be fun to just go through and talk about all of them. So where do we want to start?
Well, there are 4 of them. Actually, sort of 5.
Well,
There-
extinct things count.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. So the Labrador duck is one of them, but the
Mm.
others are all called eiders. And there's King Eider, Common Eider, Spectacled Eider, and Steller's Eider. And Steller's Eider is now put in a different genus than the other 3. And they're all these incredible high latitude breeders, which don't go very far south. And so I'm guessing a lot of people have only seen them as pictures in books, and yet they're, I think, one of the wackiest examples of avian evolutionary design in terms of their head patterns that you can come up with.
And so they're ducks? Are eiders a type of duck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are they the biggest ones?
No.
They're not. Okay.
They're, well, certainly some of the ones that humans have messed with some of them have gotten pretty big, but there are some really kind of strange ducks that you don't even think of being ducks. And some of them are pretty big too and have claws and
Oh, wow.
spurs, I guess. Not claws, but spurs. So
Wait.
yeah, we can talk more about ducks. You know, ducks are not my most favorite group in the whole world.
These are pretty cool.
That is true. I'll give you an exception for eiders. We have 75 Steller's eider in our collection, which surprised me that there were that many. And that's the one Polysticta stellari that's in a different genus from the other 3. And poly means many, and sticta means spotted or speckled. So, and that reflects the plumage characteristics of the bird when you look at them.
So I was just doing my research, and before we got into this, and like Wikipedia only listed 3 eiders, and then the Steller's eider I had to look up as like a separate thing. Shannon, you suggested
Yeah.
that when you were texting us about it, brought up the Stellar's Eider, but if I had just gone off of Wikipedia, I wouldn't have realized it. So is there a reason for why that one is left off, or?
It was
Yeah.
classified with dabbling ducks at first. So,
Okay.
put with mallards and other things like that.
It's got
So
smaller body size. It's a
yeah.
smaller body size, but it's definitely very high latitudes. I mean, these guys are breeding up in the northern reaches of Canada along the Arctic Ocean, and they all eat shellfish and things that they can dive for in these incredibly cold Arctic waters. So they're really well adapted. Um, the other bird that we mentioned here that's also associated with Stellar's eider is Labrador duck, which is an extinct bird from off the coast of eastern North America that went extinct in the 1870s or so. Then these other three are all kind of similar looking. They're big, heavy-bodied ducks that have these really kind of fascinating bills designed to be able to pry off mussels and things from the bottom of the ocean, and so they can dive to really well actually, and stay down for long periods of time. And again, they're just a lot of people don't know very much about them, because the one place where in North America or in the United States where you're going to see a lot of them is up in the Pacific Northwest or the northeastern U.S. in the winter when common eiders come down and a few kings. But as the reviewer, the reader was saying, he was asking about, that was spectacled eider, right? That showed up in
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a crazy story, because so these birds can breed in the same a bunch of there's a lot of overlap in terms of where they breed. One thing I don't understand is how you come up with an evolutionary scenario of how they might have speciated historically. But spectacled eider was a mystery because people didn't know where it spent the winter. And it turns out that with some tracking and literally kind of following flocks, they figured out in the last 15 to 20 years that they breed out in the middle of they winter out in the middle of the Bering Sea.
Okay.
So that one was way, way out of range getting to the.
Wow.
I mean, their breeding range is very narrow, so their tolerance for non-seriously Arctic conditions is pretty small, which means that they are extremely vulnerable to changes in climate, right? So if we're going to warm the Earth, what are we doing to the narrow band they already experience? So I think it's really pretty complicated, which is why they've been considered vulnerable, and there's a recovery plan and a protection plan for them in the U.S.
Yeah, common is much more numerous than the other species. And so the other thing they're famous for is eider down, which is the down that was people would look for to put into jackets and various garments to stay warm, and it's incredibly good at that.
Yeah, we watched a lot of videos like on YouTube of people that, like basically farm the down, I guess, and they take it out of the nests, I guess, so it's not like they're taking it directly from the bird. And then it sounds like the bird takes it off themselves, so they will like pluck it off their chest and fill the nests with it to kind of keep the nests insulated. And then people will go in after they're done and take it out of it and use it to keep warm. It's pretty cool.
Resource, completely.
So I went to the Icelandic Down website. Did you guys go there?
Oh, no.
Yeah, so it
Cool.
is many times more insulating than goose feathers. So this is like a premier, very luxury kind of item. And so the website describes these quilts as investments.
Oh, yeah.
And they cost as much as a car does. A king-sized one can be $15,000 for a king.
Oh my gosh.
And even a baby one, a baby's duvet made out of eider down, can be $3,000 to $5,000, depending on if you cover it in cotton or silk.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So I don't think I'm giving our son, who nothing he had was clean. It was just not in his nature. I'm not giving him a $5,000 quilt, no matter how warm it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looking at these eider these eider down farms, the feathers didn't look very clean to begin with.
Yeah, they must have to do something to.
I mean,
I'm sure.
there's so much hand labor, right? To go to.
Yeah.
I read it's like you have to go to 4,000 nests or something to
Oh
get.
my
Wow.
gosh.
Where do I
To
have
get
that?
one of those quilts or one of those duvets or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get what you need to do in a year. Like
Oh,
how
wow.
many? So it's
You don't have to sell many of those things at that price to
To
be
make
feeling
money.
pretty good.
no,
Yeah.
but that's not really fair, because when you think about how much labor there is involved in
Right.
getting that, because
True.
they are
A
not
lot.
pulling it off. They're not capturing eiders and plucking it off. They're actually going to
they're-
all of these nests and picking out, and so then
Right.
they have to clean them. It's a labor intensive process.
Yeah.
A lot of work. Yeah.
But if you're going to
Yeah.
breed somewhere cold like that, you better have something that insulates your eggs pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and then the other thing is, like I said, they're diving for food all the time, and so that's also insulation that helps keep them warm when they're out feeding too. So they're
Mhm.
extremely well adapted for these high latitudes.
So apparently there's only 4 tons of it produced annually.
Wow.
So
I
now
don't
you
know if
see
that's a
this
lot
is-
or not a lot.
I know.
Just
Picturing 4 tons seems like a lot,
it's
but
not
then
a lot
with how many
given
how many
a lot goes into one much
I'm trying to
goes
think
into.
of like does that equate to black truffle production? And
Right.
Oh, right.
Or like saffron or
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
We watched a video. It was marketing for a eider down jacket, and the jacket had like a major wait list immediately. Like it sold out, and it was just a jacket I think it was $3,600. But in their marketing video, they showed somebody taking like a handful of the eider down and then just putting it into like a clear glass thing of water, and they said this is the most hydrophobic substance on earth or something. So it was like this big fluffy handful, and then they put it in the water and it compressed, and then as soon as they took their hand out, it became the big fluff ball again. So it was like really incredible to see. If we spent that much on a jacket, we would have gotten one.
And it didn't retain like any water. It was
wild.
return to the like same exact. Yeah.
It was amazing.
Crazy.
Yeah. I wanted to ask Shannon because we always talk about names, and I was wondering with the Stellar's Eider, is that one of those like where a tanager, there's a bunch of tanagers that are called tanagers that aren't tanagers? Is it one of those things?
Sort of. Yes.
Sort of. Okay.
Not really. I mean, they're all each other's closest relatives, the eiders are.
Okay.
So it's just that humans decided that one of them was distinct enough to warrant its own genus.
Okay.
So, so they pulled away the Stellar's Eider from the other 3. It does look different. It's not as big, but and so they just decided it was different enough. But it's not like that Eider goes with real dabbling ducks like mallards or anything like that. That's not what happens here. So they are all Eiders. It's just that one of them, ornithologists decided was distinct enough to get its own genus.
Okay.
But the whole story behind Stellar's Eider is super interesting. It was discovered by Steller in the spring of 1841. They don't know exactly when, near Kamchatka, Russia. And then he saw it again while he was stranded. Think about this, 1840. Stranded on the Russia side of the Aleutian chain of islands. Stranded there, seeing this duck that nobody's seen before for the second time, wondering if he's going to be that his sighting will never come to any scientific fruition because he's going to die in that godforsaken cold place.
Another thing he had on that trip was Stellar sea cows. which are extinct too.
Oh.
These
Oh.
are these high latitude relatives of manatees.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
RJ loves
cool.
manatees.
And he's one
I
of the
do.
that his group of people of explorers was one of one of the only European observations of those animals.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool.
Were they
Yeah, so his
hunted
name
to
was
extinction? Or?
Georg Wilhelm Steller. So he's a German naturalist.
Is he the
Sorry.
Stellar's J guy?
I think
It's the
so.
same guy? Okay.
Okay.
We see those in Colorado a lot.
John, I have to ask, if you were out stranded somewhere and you're trying to figure out how to get back and you saw a bird that no one had ever seen before, would that totally
Well,
would
I'd
your
be
attention go all towards the bird and
totally worth it. Absolutely.
I mean, they don't do this when they're breeding, but if you take a look at what that bird looks like and think that in the winter there are flocks of them on the water, like hundreds, if not thousands of them, all together like that, looking like that. I mean, it is quite a sight to even imagine, let alone to actually experience. So, yeah.
Yeah, can we talk about some of just like the color on them and everything? I mean, each one of them looks so unique in their own way. I mean, I think like the King Eider was the one that I was like drawn to the most. I thought that it really looked super cool, and like that yellow in front of the beak and like the kind of the green.
I don't want to be pejorative, but get myself in trouble, but I'm going to. So the females tend to be fairly nondescript.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brown and barred and things.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, King Eider's males are just, and that's something where they go into a non-breeding plumage, and so a lot of times when they come down to the U.S., because they're not super common down to in the northeastern U.S., for instance, certainly not compared to common eiders, and they never look as good as they rarely look as good as they do in the breeding season up in the high latitudes.
Okay.
I mean, they are so wild. Look at that spectacled eider with its little black feathers around its face, like glasses.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, they're really unbelievable. So which one you liked, common the most or king?
I liked the King, yeah, but I mean the spectacled too. So I've just like looked at photos, but they have that like kind of color that's up above their bill. Like on the King, there's kind of that orange, and then the spectacle, it looks like there's like a green. Do we know, is that feathers up there, or is that more color of their bill, or
is it like
skin,
keratin?
or what is it?
So it's associated with the bill.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think it's like hard, not like a soft like a feather, potentially?
I actually think it's kind of a mixture.
Oh, okay.
I don't, I only know kind of what they look like on a specimen, and it's hard to tell what that means it looks like in real life. I don't think of it being feathered. I mean, I think of it being like part of the bill structure in King Eiders, but maybe I don't know.
It's hard to tell from the pictures. RJ, what was the video we were watching with the group of mothers, or the?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
what
we watched something
eider
just talking about, and I think it was the common. Where they just talked about how they will kind of raise all the chicks together, and they'll kind of form these big groups. I think they were called
creches.
Creches, yeah.
Yep.
So they said, "Oh, go ahead, John."
No, it's something that ducks do. Some other birds, like ostriches, do it in a slightly different way. But once the nests are actually, there can be hundreds of nests within, a surprisingly small area, and the females are doing all the raising of the young, but they're precocial. So that means that when the young hatch, they have down and are ready to go, and they can go right out into the water. And so what ends up happening is young from a given nest are actually not uncommonly mixing with young from other nests, such that you can get these big groups of chicks swimming around.
Yeah.
And we saw like other females that don't even have chicks are like helping protect them. So it's like they get these groups together, and it's like, females that aren't even having eggs yet, or I don't know, they're just not even associated with it. They'll come over and just kind of help and keep an eye, and like, I don't know, it's like safety in numbers, but they're just kind of like helping out, which was really cool.
Yeah, and this is the whole area of research and sociobiology in birds, where those kinds of things may accrue benefits to those non-breeding females. So for instance, they may be first-year females or something, and sometimes what's going on there is they're literally learning what to do down the road for when they actually breed and have chicks.
Cool.
That's so cute.
In Stellar's
Yeah.
Eiders, those things are called courtship parties.
Oh,
I know, isn't that cute?
that's
They
so
get
cute.
like a female and 3 to 7 males all hanging out together.
Ooh la
And
la.
if you watch videos of them, they have these heads. They do all these weird things, bopping things with their heads when they're in these parties, when they're having these parties. It's really quite something. And Stellar's Eiders, their numbers have varied a lot, and they kind of go along with the lemmings kind of like arguments. So when we talked about lemmings relatively recently, and Stellar's Eiders are in that kind of vein about when the things that eat the lemmings are a lot, the populations of the eiders go down too with the lemmings, and then they grow back up when the things that would eat the lemmings are not there anymore, or not as numerous anymore. So,
Huh. I wonder whether, it's interesting. So these ducks are living at such high latitudes, for instance, that one of the things they have to worry about in the winter would be things like snowy owls.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
It's a word that's come up before. It's there's a funny word for these ice lakes, and the eiders will get on them, and again, it's a concentrated bunch of something that's pretty good to eat. So a
Okay.
predator, if it comes by, will definitely try to go after them.
So if there's not a lot of lemmings one year, the snowy owls could go after like the Stellar Eiders chicks instead, and so that would affect their population?
no, they kind of go up and down the same. So if
With
there's
the
a lot
ducks.
of predators, they're eating lemmings and they're eating the ducks, and then
Interesting.
Oh.
and so when lemming populations come up, means there are fewer predators. The duck populations come up too.
Oh.
So they kind of cycle
I got
with the
you.
lemmings, because the things that eat the lemmings also eat them.
Okay.
Okay.
Is hunting a
wild.
problem for these?
It has been for
Has
so again, one of the interesting things about all these species is they spend much of the year at latitudes that are so high. The only people hunting them would be Inuit folks up on for the most part. The common eiders that come down both into Europe and into North America, they've actually been heavily hunted in the past. There's a lot less of that now. I have
I
no
see.
idea whether eider would be considered good to eat or not.
Oh, it looks so big. That's what I thought. Like, oh, that must be like a lot of meat, But yeah,
It could be.
yeah.
If you watch them on their breeding, if you watch them when they're displaying in like these parties and stuff like that, and their males are displaying and the females are with them, you see where the inspiration for synchronous diving, those synchronous swimming things happen, because that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like these coordinated movements, just like these athletes do. So
And they do it as like whole flocks, it sounds like?
yeah,
Like a whole flock will synchronize?
yeah.
Like that's gotta be really cool to see.
That's
It
really
is.
cool.
The videos are really, really amazing. Of
Do we
course, I
know
have
why
not
they
seen
do
them for
that?
real, because it's cool.
Awesome. Best answer.
Why do any of these weird things happen? Because some female liked it some time
Okay.
ago. So,
Yeah.
if they like me doing it with 1 or 2, maybe they'll like me doing it with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc.
That's
And
awesome.
I'm more of the mindset that there are a whole bunch of you in this group and you got nothing else to do up in these high latitudes, so why not do it together?
That tracks for sure.
It keeps
Yeah.
you busy.
Yeah, something to
Cool.
do.
That's funny.
that sounds a lot like a John explanation for. Yeah, so when our son was little, as soon as he got tall enough to jump and reach things, which he was pretty old by that point, because according to him, he was short because of me. But once he got to be tall enough, we had handprints on the door jambs all through the house. because he would run around the house and he could touch the top of the door jamb. So he did. And then he did that at the top of the stairs, the cement stairs. He jumped at the top of the cement stairs, and he didn't fall per se, but when I went over, I couldn't figure out what he was doing. And when I went over and I asked, because it made a really loud noise, I asked him, like, what are you doing? And he goes, I jumped. I'm like, but why? And he goes, because I could.
Oh, yes.
And that was his response, because I could. I'm like, that doesn't mean you should, but it didn't matter. The should part didn't matter. He did it because he could. And so that's what
'Cause
these
it's cool.
that's what these ducks are doing, right, John? To you?
That's awesome.
I was reading about the King Eiders, and they were just talking about their migration, and there was somewhere, I think you probably know of this, Point Barrow, which is like the northernmost point in the US.
Yep.
They were saying that there's like, at one time there were 360,000 of them that passed by in a 10-hour period.
Wow.
And I think it said 113,000 in 30 minutes.
Oh,
So I
my
can't imagine
gosh.
seeing that many.
No, and
Wow.
there are other places in the world where you can go to see a site like that, where at some level what you're seeing is, I don't know, potentially 30% of the world's population of a given species or something.
Wow.
And that may be underestimating the number of king eiders there are out there, but it's literally, and when you see things like that, it's absolutely amazing.
Oh, I can't imagine.
And
Incredible.
there's such a striking duck, as you were saying, that it just be, yeah. The only thing I've seen like that is there's another duck that breeds up, and it's a little one called long-tailed duck, and it's kind of black and white. It looks a little like a small version of a Labrador duck, and they winter on the ocean off of Nantucket and in Massachusetts. And I was up there on a Christmas count, and it was probably in the 20s, and we sat out at dusk, and the whole point was to watch where these birds were roosting on this harbor. And so they were a ways out, so they were always small. But we just, for the next hour and a half, we probably watched, I don't know, 20 flocks of 30 flocks of well over 100 birds just come
wow.
by. And it's just so
Wow.
amazing to be able to sit there and watch something like that happen.
Oh, I was just going to say, going back to like Mikhail talking about the one that ended up in the Netherlands, it's looking at all these like maps of everything. I'm so used to, and this is the way my brain works, looking at, a map straight the way that we're looking at it and not looking at it from like the top. And I mean, are these things flying like over the North Pole probably to get from where they were to, or somewhere close to that? It's like, how like when you look at a plane, it'll fly, if you're flying to, somewhere, they'll go over the top of the North Pole. And it always kind of, when you're used to looking at a map straight on, like hurts my brain. Like, why would they go over like that? But then when you look at an actual map position looking down at the North Pole, it's a way shorter distance to get from, the Bering Strait to the Netherlands versus going all the way across the continental US.
So I think the quick answer to that is no. Only because I think there isn't, I mean, this is one of these things with climate change. Right now, there isn't enough open water over the North Pole. And I think a lot of times they're, like, the reason you see so many in Barrow is they're kind of hugging the coastline right there to move south, or to move latitudinally, or sort of cross the Barrow area to get to areas where they could move further south, I think.
Okay.
Maybe
So there wouldn't.
if we've got some physicists out there, they can probably correct me on something like that.
Oh, real quick, wanted to give a shout out to our friend that sent that paper that we were looking for in the last episode or two episodes ago. So I think, John, maybe someone will reach out.
That's true.
Yeah.
We now can study the analysis of expert birders and whether or not they have better brain scans than non-experts.
I know.
Yeah.
So I like the genus name Somateria for these three bigger ones. And it's from ancient Greek, and soma means body. And Arion means wool. So it's like body wool, or woolly body, downy body, kind of like, which perfectly describes what they look like or what they do. I like that.
That's cool. Yeah, I like that too.
Do we know, is there anything about the like the feather structure, or like what is it about the
Yeah.
eider
I don't.
down that makes it so insulated and so?
I'm sure it has to do with the number of
Barbs and barbules that
yeah, and
so feathers have a rachis, and then they have barbs that come off, and then they have barbules, and then they're little hooklets. And if you change the distribution of those, you can make the feather fluffier or not as fluffy. So
yeah, my guess is there are basically no hooklets. So in other words, what
yes,
you got is the fluff of the structure of the
and that's to
barbule.
keep warm air trapped close to the body. So just like sometimes when I put socks on, my feet get colder because I don't have enough heat in my feet to warm up the area between my socks and the feet. And so I get cold, my feet get colder. And if you put them inside of a slipper that doesn't fit quite tightly, you can feel that there's warmth in there because your body warmth heats up the air around it. And I think that's the same principle as what down feathers do, is that they keep
Wow.
any body heat that you generate stays. It doesn't just go all the way out. It stays because of the insulated properties. I mean, that's why down jackets work, right? They weigh nothing, but they keep you a lot warmer than some coats that weigh a super lot, like some of these wool coats that weigh an absolute ton. And obviously the lighter and the fluffier, the more you pay.
And it's, you look across the bird world and it's interesting to think about how things do it differently. So penguin feathers are these short, tiny little things that just cover the whole body and everything, but so they don't provide much warmth at all. It's all about how penguins are built and layers of fat and things that, along with the muscle they have, that are able to keep them warm.
Well, if you had feathers like that, you wouldn't be diving down to the depths that some of those penguins dive at because they keep you aloft. So underwater, feathers like that make you very, very buoyant. So you got to get all the air out of your feathers in order to dive like that. And so they're flattened close to the body and very stiff. They're not soft at all like you think of a down feather. There's nothing like that on the penguin. They're all very, very streamlined and rigid to make that streamlined thing to get to the bottom. That's why their bones are heavy too. They're not flying in the air the way most birds do, where they have to have light bones to facilitate the lift that you need to stay aloft. But these birds are flying under the water, and when you fly under the water, you better have strong bones that are thick to withstand the pressure of the muscles you need to do that and of the physical pressure of the water at depth. So, they have competing goals with respect to flight, quote unquote. I'm more on the downside of things.
I believe it.
You're on the tropical side of things.
Yeah, I definitely am. Yeah, and if this week didn't convince you that winter sucks, nothing will.
Oh, I know.
We went
Spring.
from
Early
Yeah.
spring.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. It's like 1,000,000 below zero out. It's cold.
Yeah.
We went from a
It's
torrential
gonna be
downpour
70
to
in 2
snow in a
days.
course of about an
Mhm.
hour.
I know.
Yeah. Well, don't make
Rough
promises you
week.
can't keep about it warming up, John.
So one of the places I go birding a lot is a place called Cavalry Cemetery, and there's a really good birder who at the time I think was a high school student named Iso O'Brien, and somebody reported seeing a king eider flying along the lakefront.
Whoa.
And Isu had the brilliant thought that he was going to go look for it, and he went to Cavalry Cemetery, which is a place I go all the time. And he was looking through the Canada goose flock that's often there, and he found this immature king eider.
Whoa.
Pictures of it.
Wow.
No, so that it's kind of like that story from the Netherlands. I mean, the person who found that must have just gone, "Oh my gosh, what am I looking at?"
That's so cool.
Yeah, that's so Isu to do that.
Can we talk about their calls or their noises that they make a little bit too? I feel like that was, I don't know. We heard all these videos of it. It's almost like a cooing, right? Or at least I'm talking about the common eider. I don't know about the other ones.
I think they're all sort of that same vein. And I was interested because I hadn't really thought about them vocalizing until I was looking into it. And I thought the descriptions were kind of underselling how cool it was to hear those things vocalize.
I thought it's super cool. Yeah. I know. It was kind of like almost relaxing. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
No, and
Almost like a morning dove, Shannon.
I mean,
Which were having sex in our backyard a few days ago.
see, it's spring.
They're just bad in every way.
But some of these you think of mallards quacking, and I feel like a lot of the other ducks have these really kind of interesting gurgling calls, and Shannon was saying earlier they throw their head back and yeah, so no, those are the idea of, again, you could be in a situation where there might be 1,000 common eiders in front of you, and there would be just a constant din of that happening, which would be incredibly cool to hear.
Yeah.
Should we try to play it?
Yeah, maybe I can pull it up. Sorry, I should have had this.
So
queued up.
spectacled eiders, the males, they spend 11 months at sea. So they're around for a month to breed, and then they're off. So it's a good thing they have nice fluffy feathers to help them do what they do out on the ocean.
So are they just floating that whole time?
Yeah.
Or swimming?
Yeah, they're probably. I mean, they miss. So that, this is an interesting thing. Right? You could imagine. I mean, I guess they need flight to get back to the females and eventually breed. But yeah, they're basically out at sea almost all the time. And I would guess that there's some patchiness to their favorite food items in terms of like how far down in the water column they are. And so they may deplete resources in one place over time and have to move around a little bit like that. No, I don't think there's not much literature on that kind of stuff, because the places you'd have to go to do it would be incredibly difficult places to get data.
I don't think I read anything about spectacled having much in the way of vocalizations. There's not.
I was interested in how many of that there were people that actually had the aviaries, which just and they probably do just fine.
Well, that's a lot better than the boring ducks.
Yeah,
some strange mutant version of a mallard that are often raised.
Here, I think I can play the common eider's call real quick.
Ooh. It's awesome.
It's so
cute. We need Tommy and do something with it.
I know.
Yeah, there we go.
Such a cool. It's like, ooh.
Yeah, it doesn't sound real.
It doesn't.
No.
It's so cute.
And that's very
so
cool.
Cute. Yes.
So the tree of life is that common and king are each other's closest relatives. And then spectacled is outside of that. And then Labrador duck and Steller's eider. Yeah, are outside of them. And then it used to be that spectacled was put in its own genus too. But, people decided that they're less dissimilar from the other two than Steller's is. You can go read about it. I got tired of reading about.
Again, for me, the interesting thing is how much, for instance, king and common overlap. So like they'll breed in some of the same areas. And from an evolutionary standpoint, as an evolutionary biologist, I'm always thinking like, how did that happen? How did you get the evolution of two such different looking? I mean, they're obviously related to one another, but plumage wise, they're pretty distinctive. And like, how does that work? It's really cool.
Well, should we, so is there anything else on eiders we want to talk about? Because I know we are at our first round of our March Madness, also our round robin tournament.
with no eiders, I think, right?
With no eiders. Next year there'll be eiders on it. Yeah.
For instance, didn't play well this year. Wasn't knowledgeable.
What's that?
No, they peaked too late in the season to qualify.
Okay, there we go.
They're like Indiana.
They didn't peak RJ in basketball. I'm sorry to tell
It's
you.
like
No.
hard truth.
No.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, so we'll post the bracket on our social media for everyone to look at. But so what we did this year, what we thought would be fun, we asked Nick, who was on with us last week, if we could have his students at LSU fill out half of the bracket, and then we're going to do half of the bracket live on the episode. So we have the first round of Nick's students at LSU, their results. So you guys good if I just read those first? And then we have some comments from him too that I don't know if you guys have any that you circled, but there's a few I wanted to read.
Go
They
ahead.
almost all made me laugh.
Yes.
I know, they were so cool. Okay, so the first matchup was the horned lark against the eastern wood pewee. And so the horned lark, I think there was some bias there. The horned lark took it away. Also, the horned lark is a cool bird. So
they're well coached.
Yes.
Yes.
And what were the numbers about that?
So it was the horned lark had 12 votes and the eastern wood pewee had 2. So 12-2.
That's not a hard choice.
No. I saw some of the comments. As a Mason Lab member, I stay repping the horned lark. Somebody said horned lark is the ABA bird of the year. It has a fascinating, complex evolutionary and ecological story. An underappreciated brown bird. So I think Nick is coaching his students well there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. He's doing his job.
Totally.
Oh, I also just wanted to remind everyone, too, that these are all birds in the bracket that we've done episodes on. So if there's any birds here that you're curious about and want to know more about, we have an episode on all of these birds, so you can go back and listen to them.
Awesome.
So next up was the acorn woodpecker against the calf bird, and the acorn woodpecker won 10 votes to 4. Shannon's shaking her head. John's shaking his head.
No. Read the comments, though.
So someone said acorn woodpeckers have left a bigger mark on the world than the capuchin bird, literally with their acorn hole caches. This one does hurt me, though, because I love the moo call of the calf bird and their ugly little faces.
That's awesome.
I like the calf bird. This one is a tough one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm voting calf bird.
Or capuchin
RJ?
bird.
Or capuchin. Whatever you want to call it.
I think I would go with acorn woodpecker just because my Hoosier bias when I saw them at the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
But I was excited to learn about the calf bird, and that was definitely one of the highlights of the last season of
Same here.
everything we've done. Yeah.
But you're not picking it.
No.
Amanda, how about you?
I'm going with the acorn woodpecker too. Sorry, Shannon. Sorry.
John, what about you?
I'm a capuchin bird, calf bird person all the way.
All right.
Okay.
So we'd have to
We're
flip
in the minority again.
We'd have to flip a quarter. Coin
Good answer, John. If you wanted to get dinner tonight. I'm just kidding.
Dinner. I haven't made dinner or even thought about dinner. We have cookies. There's a lot of cookies.
God,
I made a really good loaf of bread the other day. So
a
high protein bread.
More important. Oh, nice.
All right. So next up, the matchup was the cedar waxwing against the snowy owl. And the LSU students picked the cedar waxwing, won 9 votes to 5. They said cedar waxwing knows how to have a good time. I used to see them drunk on berries when I was a blueberry picker. And then someone said, as a Louisianan, I love a bird that can party, and cedar waxwings can party hard. A flock of drunk cedar waxwings on the sidewalk remind me of a flock of drunk ornithology students on the sidewalk during Spanish Town. Cedar waxwings, they're just like us.
Yes. Awesome.
That made me laugh.
Spanish Town is one of the Mardi Gras parades.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay.
Baton Rouge. That's where that comes from. So,
Okay.
Which one are you picking?
Oh, yeah.
I'm with
I
them.
would have gone snowy owl.
I think I would have too.
You would have picked this. I would pick the cedar waxwing for sure.
I'm picking the cedar waxwing. This is what I wrote too. Best feathers, smooth, graceful plumage elegance, combined with drunken bouts of nonsense.
That's right. That's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, poetic. Not.
One of the students said, in my opinion, the snowy owl is the most overrated owl.
Oh,
Ooh.
I like it. I like that attitude.
Yeah,
I like
spicy.
that attitude. Spicy is right.
That's coming from a southerner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
They
yeah.
probably haven't seen Snowy Owl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I feel like RJ,
Maybe
you
they
and
have.
me haven't
Maybe
seen
they're just
one
too
yet,
cold.
right?
No.
Yeah. That's another reason I like the cedar waxwing.
Okay. And then next was the American flamingo against the varied thrush. And this was a tie, and Nick had to vote.
Oh.
And the American flamingo ended up taking it.
Oh, sweet.
I thought I liked him.
I know which way you would have voted, Shannon. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a varied thrush, Shannon.
It isn't just a varied thrush. It has a small distribution. So
I think I would have
yes.
voted varied thrush. I thought that was a fun one to learn about this year.
It was.
Yeah, I vote varied thrush. So we're outvoting Nick's tie vote.
I like the comments. RJ, read the comments on this one too. It's cool.
Which one, Amanda?
For the American, the flamingo and the varied thrush,
Someone said neat plumage for the varied thrush. American flamingo is the American diva, also Spanish town in pink.
Yes.
The students were still recovering from Martin.
Throws of
I
Mardi
know. I
Gras.
like all the Spanish town comments.
Yeah. And someone said, I'm voting in favor of American flamingo, mostly in support of the recent Florida legislation to change the state bird from the northern mockingbird to the American flamingo.
That's really cool. I didn't know about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool, but it doesn't make me change my vote.
That's respectable.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one I feel like is a little touchy, a little sensitive.
Hey, John, who did you vote for? Who did you guys all vote for?
We got to tell everyone. So this is, sorry, John.
I'm torn. I would have gone with varied thrush.
Okay.
Maybe you can't have dinner tonight.
You're allowed in the house.
The next one's the clubwing mannequin against the olive-sided flycatcher.
Amanda,
did
like you vote on the flamingo thing?
I would have voted for the flamingo just because I like that, what the person said about it. It's the American diva. I like
there are enough
the
American
flamingo
divas.
just because I
don't need more American divas in the world. There are plenty
for us too. Yeah, sorry about this next one, John.
Yeah, clubwing mannequin against olive-sided flycatcher. The clubwing mannequin won 13-1.
Who's the one? We need to know. That person needs to out themselves.
I know.
The funny thing is these are basically two South American birds, depending on how you consider the time that olive-sided flycatchers spend in South America. So, that's a tough loss.
John paid one person.
Are you picking olive-sided flycatcher over clubwing mannequin, John?
Absolutely.
I feel like there's that commercial with like the person in the Duke shirt that shows up to like the UNC family. I feel like that's
right.
John and Shannon with this.
Exactly.
I wrote, it's not a fair fight for the most boring bird in the world, olive-sided flycatcher.
My alma mater is a school with a fight song that has 7 words in it. Bear down, Arizona. Bear down, red and blue. Go, go, Wildcats, go. That's it. They're all 7 words are right there.
Nice.
Go olive-sided flycatchers, too.
I thought you were going to say quick 3 beers.
I thought you were too.
No, see, how can the LSU folks not like that?
One person did call out in the comments, I'm with John on this one. The quick 3 beers call transports me back to the Sierra Nevada mountains.
Aww. And someone
also said, sorry, John. They said, but this is a no-brainer.
Sorry, I like this. Sorry, John.
Okay,
right,
Amanda, which one are you voting for?
I'm going with the mannequin. Yeah. No
me
offense,
too.
John.
I feel like there's going to be some listeners that are upset about that one. We had a lot of people that wrote in that were super supportive of olive-sided flycatcher.
It's just a tough pairing.
Yeah.
It is.
No, it's not. It's the easiest pairing in all of the pairings. Not hard at all.
I'm amazed at how much support you got for the olive-sided flycatcher, John. Maybe not in this vote, but in general.
In general, yeah.
Yeah.
But that wasn't a head-to-head matchup against a mighty club mannequin.
I know.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
All 2 inches of it.
All right, next was the Inca Tern against the Guam Kingfisher.
Oh.
And the Inca Tern won 9-5.
That's a South American bias there, I think, that LSU has.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just saying. We don't have a lot of representation from the Pacific out.
Okay, so who are you guys voting for?
I would have voted Guam Kingfisher.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
John?
I mean, the Inca Tern is super cool, but...
Amanda?
I'm Inca Tern too. Yeah, Shannon, what about you?
Guam Kingfisher.
Really?
Rare, endangered, beautiful, resilient. I mean,
Yeah.
what's not to like about Guam Kingfishers?
And hopefully making a comeback.
Yes.
Or at least recover some type of recovery.
Yeah, well, if they come back, then maybe they'll be in the running.
Yes, I agree. So when I think of the Guam Kingfisher, I think of the presentation we went to at the Brookfield Zoo where they were like, the people who are hand rearing them were like, they said they're actually really bad parents. Like they didn't know how to take care of their babies. And I thought that was hilarious. Like that cracked me up. And yeah, and the Inca Tern, I love the stash. That's amazing. Yeah. You remember that, right, RJ? Where the
they definitely said that.
That cracked me up.
They're not very great. They don't know how to parent very well.
No.
So next was the Laughing Kookaburra against the Belted Kingfisher, and the Laughing Kookaburra won 11-3.
I disagree with this. Yeah.
I've Laughing Kookaburra is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm voting for the Kookaburra. And what I wrote in my little thing is that North America did not bring its best to the Kingfisher party.
Oh, boy. Fair enough.
Look at all the other Kingfishers in the world and what they look like, and look what we get. Belted Kingfisher. I mean, come on, man.
I think ours is so cute. The Belted Kingfisher is so cute.
Yeah, but not in comparison, Amanda. Go look at
That's
the rest
true.
of them.
I was showing the Dustin Widener, who's a fan of the program and listens to the podcast, was here with a couple friends, and he's specifically hoping to find a Belted Kingfisher nest to watch this. And I think that's a super cool thing. But at the same time, when you go to the Kingfisher drawer and pull out a Kookaburra,
it's hard to support the Kingfisher. The Belted Kingfisher.
All right, so next up, Orange Tufted Spider Hunter against Black Cap Chickadee, and the Orange Tufted Spider Hunter won 9-5. That's a tough one. I like the chickadees.
Yes.
They're sort of like Indiana.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't show up.
No, they're just kind of, they're cool, you know?
Yeah. They grow their brain back.
That's
true.
They're
fighting
definitely
fire with fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like me at finals week in Indiana.
You grew your brain back.
Yeah.
I think that could be useful down at Mardi Gras, too.
Who did you vote for, Amanda?
I would vote for the chickadee. Yeah.
John?
What about you, Shannon?
Spider Hunter.
Spider Hunter?
I voted for the Spider Hunter, mostly because of its common name. It's like a superhero name.
Oh,
it is a cool name.
It is a cool name.
So that's
although chickadee, I mean, how can you?
I love chickadees, though. I do. This was the hardest one of this side of the bracket to pick because I really do have a lot of respect for chickadees and I like them. So
So now we've got our side of the bracket.
Uh-oh.
So
all right,
this is going to get interesting. So the first matchup is the Spoon-billed Sandpiper against the Golden Eagle.
Spoon-billed Sandpiper.
Same.
I'm going with the Golden Eagle, even though I know I'm losing.
Okay.
Rare, adorable, convergent tech. I mean, come on, Amanda.
Oh, I'm always going to have a soft spot for ones I've actually seen. My range is much more limited than your guys.
Well, then you better go see a
You're
varied
right.
thrush then and change your vote.
You're right.
I thought the physical difference between the Golden Eagle and the Spoon-billed Sandpiper, I hope they never meet in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sort of like the shoe bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John, if we played by your rules, the Golden Eagle would definitely win.
Yeah, I think last year, John, you picked on who would win in a fight.
Yeah, I was just looking at a video that I don't think is AI generated of this big lizard, a monitor lizard, which is about 3 or 4 feet long, coming up to a shoebill, and the shoebill just grabs it by the snout and starts pulling it away.
Oh my
gosh.
Something.
Oh,
That's amazing.
They're tough,
That's crazy.
even though they didn't win.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's because people
Um,
make
s-
bad choices. That's why.
I like that you're not saying that it was rigged anymore,
There we
Shannon.
go,
Just that
yeah.
people. So next is the palm nut vulture against the common loon.
This is one where again, if you go with toughness, I'd go with I got to go with palm nut vulture just because it's such a cool bird.
I'm going palm nut vulture too. I I love that bird after John talked about it on the episode.
Yeah.
I love the simple life of it just sitting on top of a tree, eating fruit. It's got everything that it needs.
Of course,
eating
that's
palm nuts.
That's
eating
sort of
palm
what
nuts.
calf birds do, but
Okay. But they weren't at the Rose Bowl.
no.
Yeah.
So what are you picking, Amanda?
I'm going to pick the common loon.
I'm picking the
Yeah.
common loon too, because a palm nut vulture is not even
Oh,
it's not
sweet.
even a
Breaks-
real vulture, right? It's not vulture-y.
Oh, awesome. Good point, Shannon.
Got something
Doesn't
against
stick its-
vegans?
doesn't stick its head into dead things, and it's not
Yeah.
going around smelling for
They need a
gas
few
and
fits
finding
on
gas
beaches.
leaks and pipelines.
She has high
Oh, well,
expectations for her vultures.
I don't know what we do about a tie. I feel like when we did this last time, we had a guest on.
I know.
I think
So
you should flip a coin and just make.
flip a coin.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has to
Does anyone
flip
have
the
a
right
coin?
way because I'm not losing again, am I?
Do we
I
have-
don't have a coin.
Coins
Who
are-
has coins?
I'll go find a coin. I'm at home. I'll be right back.
Anybody have any luck?
I think
This is-
Amanda went to go
this-
find one.
This is hilarious. The closest coin I could find is 100 yen. So
Oh,
I'll
there
go
we-
with that.
Excellent.
Okay, so it says it's at 100 on one side, and then it's like some flowers on the other. So
100 heads.
yeah, 100. Okay, so
100 is common loon.
okay. Oh, common loon! Woohoo!
Yay!
Yay!
to the trash heap,
Awesome.
palm nut
Alright.
vulture, until you can figure out how to be a real vulture.
Right? Yeah.
All right. Next up, this is a tough one. Downy woodpecker
Oh.
against hairy woodpecker.
Did you put this together, RJ?
I just kind of went in order of the ones that we did.
Oh, okay. I was like, this one's
Yeah.
stupid.
I like Downy. I'm going to go hairy.
Oh,
Downy.
I'm going an underdog, the Downy. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna go Harry.
Oh, we're
Where's
gonna have
the
to flip a coin.
Okay. Who-
I think this is a legitimate coin flipper here.
Okay, yeah,
Does this
Exactly.
mean we know each other too well because we're all divided? We've like mind melded each other's personal preferences.
It's only happened
What is
twice.
this?
Okay, so John, what side is Downy and what side's her?
Let's say hairy 100.
Okay, Harry.
Oh, okay.
And I'm being honest.
Look out. Harry's on the roll.
Amanda,
All right.
you're
Next
American.
is the
You
red-headed
need to cheat.
woodpecker. Oh,
I love it.
next is the red-headed woodpecker against the blue-gray gnatcatcher. This is a tough one.
Oh man, these are hard.
This is our neighborhood matchup.
I'm going
Yes.
for blue-gray gnatcatcher.
Me too.
Me too.
Same.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
So that was
bizarre.
just straight
Yeah.
win. Yeah.
We
They're
just
so
kicked out one of the
cute
most
and so
respectable
pretty.
American birds.
Yeah,
They
there's
are
a lot
so
of
cute, yeah.
woodpeckers. I figured we had woodpeckered out, so something else should.
Yeah,
have
there
its
has been a
moment.
lot.
I know if the redheaded had been put with either the Downy or the Harry, it would have won. I'll tell you that right now.
True.
Interesting.
All right. Next is the great potu against the American dipper.
Oh.
Tough matchup.
Tough.
Great Potu.
I'm going American Dipper.
I'm going American Dipper too.
I'm going American Dipper for sure.
Yes.
Oh,
You're kidding. Great
wow.
Potu could swallow an American Dipper.
It would have to go under the water to find it, and it can't do that. So
Little AI here, and maybe we could pull it off.
I mean, it's the passerine that dives, John.
I know.
It's unique in its behavior, and it's cool, and it's found in nice places.
And it's American.
Yeah, but this,
I'm just
We
kidding.
need to
doesn't care
rename
about
That
that
hasn't weighed
damn
in any
thing,
of my
don't we?
decisions.
Yeah. I picked that to spite.
she's rooting for the
and-
Canadian bird.
And you,
Yeah.
American, that America applies to all of North America,
Right.
not just the United States
Yes.
of them.
Okay.
So
That's right. That's right.
All right. Next is red-roofed fruit crow against the spotted towhee.
Oh, spotted towhee all the way.
I'm with Amanda just because we have a soft spot for that bird.
Yes. I love that bird.
I'm going red ruff fruit crow.
I'm going fruit crow too. It has more inherent value.
Oh.
We couldn't sell spotted towhees for what we could sell one redcraft fruit crow on the right black market, as we now know. And it's at the center
That's
of
what we're
like
voting
the
on.
Wait a minute.
yeah.
I know. Wait a second.
It's at the center of one of the biggest bird true crime events in history.
Oh, true. Yeah.
True.
I'm gonna try to play you a sound
Uh-oh.
to try to sell you.
No, you're not going to sell me on spotted towhee ever. Not in this matchup. Valiant effort, Amanda, but ultimately unsuccessful.
That's not the cool one I was looking for. Hang on. I'm looking for a very specific sound. Nope, not that.
Okay.
That doesn't do it for you guys?
I
You
know.
too?
I'm ready to go for the coin flip.
Okay.
See if we
Okay. John,
red
who's
row off.
100?
Spotted towhee.
Okay. Oh my gosh. It's the towhee.
Oh,
Oh,
Maybe
you
there's
get
something with a
another
yonnage,
coin.
only-
You need to get another coin.
This is
I
the
reject.
first.
I
This
reject
was with
your
my
coin.
passport. This is the. Shannon, do you have a coin here at home?
It's
This
something
is the.
it's completely random. There's nothing fixed about it.
all right. Next is the Gamble's quail against the Harlequin duck.
Oh, Gamble's quail.
Oh my gosh. We're talking hometown hero versus. I'm going to go Gamble's quail too.
Yeah, thanks, John.
I'm going Gamble's quail.
Me too. It's cute
All
and has a
right.
top
Okay.
knot.
All
I
right.
don't care how pretty the duck is. It's a duck.
Yeah.
All right. And then the last matchup is the wren tit against the inty tanager.
Yeah, this one's hard.
I'm trying to picture the rented. I need to look.
I'm
at
going rent it in a
No.
surprise.
Are you crazy?
I'm going
No.
I'm going inty tanager.
I'm
Inty
going
tanager.
Inty tanager. Yeah.
I just did that for Kevin.
Oh.
You did rent it? This Kevin is not the decider in this because he was on for the both of these things, right?
That's true. He was. That's
And he
these
I was
are
gonna
both
say,
good.
and he
isn't
worked on
Kevin
both
the
of them.
tanager
Good.
guy?
Good.
So
Okay.
yeah, so
Yeah. Okay. Inty tanager.
I do think rent tits are adorable though. I do. But the story behind Inty Tanager is too good.
The
Yeah.
story behind rent it's pretty amazing too. The only bird that's
They don't go anywhere, right?
they don't go
Yeah.
anywhere and they're not closely related to anything they live around. That's
Fair.
pretty amazing.
I'm still not going away from Inty Tanager though.
No, Inty
Sorry.
tanager. Great pick.
I'm reading the All About Birds for wren tits. It says, to your point, RJ, wren tits are homebodies and may be the most sedentary bird species in North America. That's a
Great.
Yeah.
selling point to me, but I'm still going with the tanager.
Doesn't sound like a winning formula in a lot of
I like it's like a lazy.
Yeah, they're not good on the road.
no.
Yeah, the bush next door.
That's my style. Nice.
All right. Well, next week we'll read the lineups for the LSU students, and then we'll do our next round here as well. So
Awesome. I love the LSU students' comments.
I know.
They're so good.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you to everyone for listening. We continue to get great feedback from you all, so thank you for being a part of this with us. You all are the reason why we do this, so thank you for listening and following along. See you all next week. We love you all. Thanks.